But now this is a beautiful exit coming out of the fourth quarter. Through T5, open up DRS as we head down the Hamilton straight. Here we go, DRS is open. Will Lundgaard defend inside or outside? He defends outside, not the most bright idea. He locks up heading into the corner, and that is an easy move for us up into P2. And the only man standing between us and the lead. Oh, wait a minute, we are wide through left field, and Lundgaard is just...
And we're back. After yesterday's feature race, the top 8 drivers have been reversed on the grid, setting up some exciting action as we launch into today's event, the sprint race. As we await the start of another hugely anticipated Formula 2 race, I'm joined again by Davide Valsecchi. Davide, as a former GP2 champion, can we get some insight to what is running through these young drivers' heads as they sit out on the grid?
Ciao Alex, it's a pleasure to be here. There are nervy moments, there is no doubts about that. Mental strength is the key to remaining calm and focusing on the upcoming race. Formula 2 is so competitive, and all of these drivers knows that they are going to be pushing each other all of the way. In this sport, you have to be able to control your nerves.
Hello guys, Turbocharged 51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world, and we're back for the sprint race after yesterday's feature race here in our self-created F2 2020 championship, driving as Nobuharu Matsushita. Guys, the sprint race, no stop race, just all out, well, flat out action from the 5 red lights to the checkered flag. So yeah guys, let's go. We've got Christian Lundgaard, if I'm not mistaken, in first place, lining up alongside Marina Sato on the front row. Then you've got Schumacher P3 and Marcus Armstrong P4. So today can be a very strong day for ART Grand Prix with Lundgaard and Armstrong both in the top 4. We are starting from P8. Hashtag spoiler alert. If you don't want to have a spoiler, go check out yesterday's video. We are starting from P8 because we won yesterday's feature race, but it's now time for the sprint race. 5 red lights and it's go, go, go for the F2 sprint race. The final race this weekend at Silverstone. Into the first corner, it's Sato v Lundgaard. Into the first corner, who's going to get the job done? Sato goes up the inside of Lundgaard and he takes the lead. Oh wait, Lundgaard is not giving an inch here. Lundgaard is staying in this fight. Here we go, into T3 and now towards T4. It's even side by side for Schumacher and Armstrong. So the top 4 are battling very nicely here. Sato's around the outside. He gets his car ahead of the ART, and Schumacher and Armstrong are still side by side for the final spot on the podium. You've even got Jack Aitken and Daniel Tectum fighting back. We've got 6 cars going just hammer and tongue with one another. Beautiful racing here in F2. I think I've already found my thumbnail there with that first lap with all the racing going on. We've even got our noses there in the background. Look at this beautiful here from Schumacher and Armstrong, but we'll jump back to that in just a second. Let's have a look here at Guan Yu Zhou's start from P10 with his Univirtuosi machine. And once again, I absolutely bottle the start. Zhou is, well, Mazepin has passed me, Zhou has passed me, Samaya has passed me. Luckily we go, oh, we have a little bit of a track excursion there, but luckily no warning was given there because he did come off the throttle. Up the inside of Samaya, up the inside of Mazepin. We are down to P9 now, or we're back in P8. Now we are back in P8, right behind Robert Schwartzman, who got P2 in yesterday's race, but he's very slow coming out of T4. That is an easy move around the outside of Robert Schwartzman. He just didn't get on the power there, or he got on the power and had a little bit of oversteer, but it didn't look like oversteer. He just went nowhere, a little bit late on the throttle. We now look at Dan Tectum, who's battling Jack Aitken. He's got the best seat in the house for the Schumacher-Armstrong battle as well. And Tectum goes up the inside. We look back to our POV coming out of left field. And ooh, we have a big jolt of oversteer there. Nearly lose the control of the car. And that enables Robert Shorten to just get past me again. We are back down to P8. Tectum has got Aitken. So Tectum is now battling for P4 with Schumacher with the 2 ARTs in second and third. It's a crazy first lap here in F2. But will Schumacher defend from Tectum? Yes, he will. And I think after yesterday's feature race with myself and Robert Schwartzman stole home glory from Dan Ticktum. He is looking for a bit of revenge. So he is now in P5 behind Schumacher. Aitken is in P6 with Schwartzman P7, and we are still in P8, the position where we started this race in. So not the best first lap for my liking, I'm not going to lie. Schwartzman is putting Aitken under immense pressure here, but Aitken is just not moving his car, and Schwartzman has to slot in behind. But look at this, Schwartzman has a bad exit coming out of Stowe into the final 3 corners. Here we go up the inside, not even of just Schwartzman. We try and go up the inside of Aitken. We are now on the outside for the final 2 right-handers, and there's nothing that Aitken can do. We get the move done, and that is us now up into P6. So not the worst end to the first lap. We now jump on board with ourselves in the middle of lap 3, heading through Cops, and you guys can see I'm smelling some Ticktum. Yes, I'm smelling myself some Ticktum because I can see the paces there. I can see the paces there. I can feel the paces there. So now, right behind Daniel Ticktum, as we head through Maggots and Beckett's, going down the hanger straight now. DRS is open. You guys can see it's a very, very tight field. This because there's not really big gaps in between the cars. But we are not yet close enough to Ticktum to try something because he's also got DRS off of Mick Schumacher, the actual 2020 F2 champion. Not the point. Into these final few corners, you can see I'm very light onto the brakes. Actually, I dip a wheel on the grass there. That was a little bit of an oopsie moment, but nothing too bad. We now continue on this little trek for this lap. You guys can see through the final corner, I just have so much more speed than Ticktum. Heading towards the first corner. Here we go, heading in towards Abbey. We can't do anything. Ticktum just parks his car on the racing line. But now, heading to this corner, we are much quicker through here. We pull to the inside. Will Ticktum be able to do anything about us? Our prime position, well, our prime corner to make a move. We made a lot of moves there yesterday in the feature race. Beautiful there around the outside of Ticktum. And that is us now up into P5. We are in the top 5. Now chasing after Mick Schumacher. It doesn't take long to catch Mick. To come towards the end of the next lap, lap 4, the start of lap 5.
That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Thank you very much, Jeff. We actually set the fastest lap of the race as we now chase after Mick Schumacher. But guys, look at the bottom right of your screen. We have got a problem with our rear wing. Our DRS is actually at this stage not usable because there's an issue with our rear wing. There's an issue with the DRS system. So this is not good news for us because now we can't make moves. In the DRS zone, we can't use DRS. You guys just quickly saw there on the exterior view. Our DRS is slam shut. The team are busy working on a solution, but at this stage we have got a problem because we've got Ticktum and Aitken behind us who do have DRS, but we don't have DRS from Schumacher in front of us. So it's going to be even harder to try and set up a move, but nevertheless make a move. So we're really gonna have to put our tires through a little bit more stress to try and get onto that podium. But in any case, there's nothing we can do about it now. We have to race with the issue. That is what makes a good driver, for you to adapt to any situation. But you guys can see, in the third sector, obviously despite the hanger straight where we don't have DRS, we have got a lot of speed through the third sector and the final few corners. So we do have the pace in this section of the track. And you guys can see how, once again, I'm trying to line up a movie on Schumacher. He leaves the inside wide open. It's a dive bomb, man, McGee. But we're a bit too late onto the brakes. That was actually very late onto the brakes. We nearly went spewing just straight on, but luckily Schumacher just isn't aggressive enough with his re-overtake, and we actually stick it in P4. And now Ticktum is going to try and make a move on Schumi, but he is not close enough whatsoever, and that is us now up into P4. We jump all the way to lap 9, and you guys can see my DRS is still inactive. The team have not yet found a solution for our problem, so we are just no DRSing this race, I'm guessing. So here we go into this next section. Oh, it's very quick through Abbey. And you guys can see we're right behind Marcus Armstrong. He leaves the room up the inside, and once again, just like with Schumacher, we go up the inside, but this time we are not late onto the brakes and we actually get the move done. We are now onto the podium. Let's get this going. And Christian Lundgaard is not too far ahead. And guys, even with the deactivated DRS, we are still setting purple sectors. So clearly we don't have too much of a pace loss. You can see heading through lap field. Oh, finally! It's taken them freaking, what was that? I think it was from lap 4. It's taken them 7 damn laps, but the DRS is once again in working condition, thank goodness. So now we can get back to mounting our fight. But there's only 10 laps to go, guys. Well, 10 and a half laps to go. And look at Marina Sato in the lead. He's got a 2.1 second gap. And me and Sato have been swapping around fastest lap. We have been swapping around fastest laps the whole time. Sorry for my English being absolutely horrendous today. So it's going to be it's going to be a big ask to catch Sato. He's really motivated to get this win. So into the corner, you guys can see we are closing up to Lundgaard with DRS enabled now. We have the straight line speed to also close up to him. And this might be another fastest lap of the race. Let's see here. Through the final 3 corners, it's the left-right chicane into the the final corner, which is also a very quick right-hander. Do you have the perfect line through there with the F2 cars? It is flat out. And as you guys saw there, Sato set the fastest lap, but we took the fastest lap directly after it. So Sato knows that I'm coming, and he is pushing like a madman. But here we go. Lundgaard, we are not close enough to Christian to actually make a dive up the inside, but we are setting this up for the next straight. You guys can see here, we are just trying to force Lundgaard into a mistake. But now this is a beautiful exit coming out of the 4th quarter. Through T5, open up DRS as we head down the Hamilton straight. Here we go. DRS is open. Will Lundgaard defend inside or outside? He defends outside. Not the most bright idea. He locks up heading into the corner, and that is an easy move for us up into P2. And the only man standing between us and the lead. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We are wide through left field, and Lundgaard is just back up our inside. That was our mistake, guys. Beautiful. What's that? Beautiful move there from Lundgaard. He absolutely read us like a book there. Oh, it's a little bit of a bump heading in through Cops. You can see I was a little bit too quick into Cops. I do apologize to Lundgaard for hitting his rear end. And I'm lucky not to lose a piece of my front wing. But that was a little bit too eager going through Cops. But now we need to try and make this move again. Now, we need to try it now heading down the hangar straight. Open up the rear wing. DRS is active. Let's go. The gap is coming down. The gap is coming down. We hit 300 kilometers an hour now. We pull to the inside. Lundgaard is not really defending. He's making these moves so easy. Up the inside of Christian Lundgaard. We mount those inside curves very aggressively. But that is us now up into P2. And there's only a 2.3 second gap between myself and Marina Sato. And let's see who's going to take the win for this F2 sprint race. I nearly said feature race. Not the point. Let's have another look at this beautiful move here on Christian Lundgaard. Guys, this was just an absolutely sensational move on Christian. Look at this. He's not even trying to defend. We pull to the inside, heading into, what's the stow? And it's a beautiful move up the inside. We just hug the inside, and there's nothing that Lundgaard can do about it. We are now in P2. It's a Japanese 1-2 here in F2. Let's go. Let's run through the top 10. Marina Sato is leading the way as we start lap 14 of 21. Sato leads the way in his Trident. Or is that, no, that is the Trident. We are in P2 as in driving as Nobuharu Matsushita for MP Motorsport. Christian Lundgaard is in P3 for ART Grand Prix with his teammate Marcus Armstrong in P4. P5, it is Mick Schumacher for Prema with Dan Ticktum, I think, in P6 still. These guys haven't really tried making moves. Yes, it is Dan Ticktum still in 6th. Then you've got Jack Aitken in P7, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I am not. And actually, I think it's still Schwartzman in P8. Yes, it is. The second Prema driver is in P8. These are the points-paying positions. Just outside of the points is Nikita Mazepin for High Tech GP. And the second camp boss of Samaya is in P10. But from P10 downwards have lost a lot of ground to towards the top 9. So it's basically the top 9 fighting it out for points. We start lap 18. Is Jeff going to say something? No, he's not. And we set the fastest lap on lap 18. But guys, just before when the back markers started coming through, somebody else actually stole the fastest lap. So we are currently the fastest on track. But guys, we were only barely faster than Sato. And on these final 3 laps, you guys can see my left front is on 61%. It is not, it's not complying with my car anymore. And Sato just saved his tires at the right time when he was in a little bit of a lead. And so as soon as he realized that I was coming through, he had enough rubber left to push, and there was just nothing I could do about Marina Sato. We start the final lap of this sprint race, and Sato, if something doesn't go wrong for Sato, he will win the sprint race because I've got no answer towards Marina Sato. But with our tires starting to go off the cliff, we've got a little bit of a problem in the form of Christian Lundgaard right behind us. So here we go, heading through Luffield. You guys see I'm trying to take a wide line through Luffield to get the power down as early as possible, so I have the speed as we head towards Cops. But Lungard is not just taking this lightly. He really wants this P2 back. He wants this P2 for himself and for ARTGP. Here we go. Through Cops. You guys see, I'll take the esports line, but there's just no grip left in that left front. And I look, it's on 66%. We are 4% away from puncture territory. It's really, really nip and tuck at this stage. We've already had a puncture this season. I don't want to have it again, especially in a sprint race that has gone this well for us.
Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
Jeff, why do I care about rain on the final lap of the of the race? Sorry, not Grand Prix, of the race. Here comes Lungard. No. We just stick the car on the inside line, park the car on the apex, and luckily we hang on to P2. But Marina Sato is going to win the sprint race. We will take P2, but it is P2 by just the skin of our teeth. It's been a great race. P8 to P2, I'll take it after that not ideal start. P2 in the sprint race.
Yes, that's a podium. Excellent drive. The team have worked especially hard this weekend, and this is a fantastic reward.
It was a tough race at times, but they've held on to take a great victory for Trident today. And I have to wonder, Davide Valsecchi, just what set them apart from the competition here.
The difference was in the strategy. Credit to the driver for sure, but races like this really drive home how much of a team sport this is. They did a lot of work on the pit wall to really make the most of each stint and to make the best use of these tires. But that said, all of that would have been for nothing without a talented hand on the wheel.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be Trident picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for coming out on top in that amazing race. And so, driver of the day then, Davide Valsecchi, who do you think you'd go for?
Lots of drivers impressed me today, Alex. But if I have to say one that impressed me most, it's Nobuharu Matsushita.
There will be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you'll join us at the next race when Formula 2 returns.
Guys, what an absolutely fantastic weekend for this Formula 2 championship. So in the Drivers' Championship, we are 170 points ahead of Robert Schwartzman in P2. Jack Aitken has gone down to P3, and Marcus Armstrong is now down to P4. Guys, this championship is won. There is literally nothing more I can do about this. So yeah, we are finishing the championship because I know you guys are actually enjoying the content. But yeah, I don't know why I'm so good in the F2 cars. I enjoy driving these cars so much. But we lead the Drivers' Championship by 170 points. I think it's a slam dunk because this was round 8. So we've got round 9 to 15 left. So there's 6 rounds left of this championship. We also lead the Constructors' Championship, well, the Team's Championship by a big margin, 143 points to be exact. ART are in P2 with Prema P3. I have to say the battle between Prema and ART are going to be very interesting for the end of this season. But like I said, ART got a big chunk of points in the sprint race. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens throughout the rest of the season. But guys, that has basically been this video. It's been a fantastic one, and let's quickly look at the weekend results. So once again, we take the most amount of points. We didn't qualify in P1, so we don't get the 4 points. That goes to Robert Schwartzman. We did take the win, however, in the feature race, plus the fastest lap, so that was 27 points. And we took P2 in the sprint race, which was 12 points. So we still take the most points this weekend. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, it has been a lot of fun. I actually expect it to be absolutely whitewashed at Silverstone because we know how OP the AI can be around this track. But I just matched them, and at most stages I was quicker, which I don't understand because this is basically the OP circuit for the F1 2020 game. So this is the bogey circuit for most YouTubers, and yet in F2 I managed to actually have a solid race and actually have 2 podiums. I had a terrible qualifying, let's not even mention qualifying, but we had 2 very good races. I mean, especially the feature race yesterday, we matched the AI on a new hards when we were on heavily worn hards. So, you know, it is a very interesting time here, and I'm looking forward to for the rest of the season. And like I told you guys in yesterday's feature race, I might do a few interesting challenges now that I basically know there's no way I'm losing this championship if I just keep getting points. Like, I mean, get a top 10 in the feature race, get a top 8 in the sprint race, then you're all nice and dandy. So yeah, but in any case, guys, that has been this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the end. It's been a good one. I really feel it's been a good one. Honestly, I always love Silverstone. It's just on this year's game, it's such a pain to drive this track because the AI are so OP on here, especially the F1 AI. But you know what? We'll just go with the flow. Guys, make sure to go check out the links in the description down below, especially Falcon Gaming and my second YouTube channel, Forza Watch Gaming. A lot of fun content on there, and it's also a fair few content that I've already edited coming to that channel very, very soon. Also, follow me on social media. I would highly appreciate that. Then, if you haven't dropped a like on... I can't speak today, clearly. If you haven't yet dropped a like on the video down below, please, while you're checking out the links in the description down below, make sure to drop a like. With the latest YouTube algorithm, the more likes, the more your videos get, you know, promoted by YouTube themselves. And finally, if you are new to the channel and you haven't yet hit that subscribe down below, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe down below, and don't forget to ding that bell to never miss a future episode here on TurboFox Races. We've recently gone down from 198 subscribers to 197. Guys, just 3 to go. Let's get that 200. I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all for the next video. Stay your turbonatic selves. Cheers!